It's the next morning and I'm on the roof again, enjoying the sunrise by myself. I'm really struggling with the autofocus of this camera, so half of the shots of me are like not in focus. I'm gonna try to make a good video out of this nonetheless. I can hear roosters. There are a lot of seagulls flying around. Yesterday I met a person in the hostel and she told me about her experience in Morocco, and now I'm tempted to change my plans radically. But I don't have that much time. Like normally I really do slow travel, but this time it's kind of fast travel. We will see. I will keep you up to date and you will see what I'm doing, right? But here there's going to be breakfast now soon and the sun is going to rise soon and hopefully it will be a good day. One of the things I've been really enjoying about traveling solo for the first time ever, kind of, is how easy it is to meet new people. And I think making connections is just always so interesting, especially also if we as people have different backgrounds and experiences and languages. It's just so exciting. But also, what's a unique thing I think about traveling or about connections like these is that you usually just meet once and maybe never again in your life. But it's still beautiful and it's still worth it, and I still enjoy it very much. So I just arrived with my first train here, and now I need to change to a second train, which will bring me to Marrakesh. It was a French train. Like, it was the same train, the same kind of train I traveled in from Paris to Barcelona. I arrived in Marrakesh and it's warm, but here it's a bit windy. And now I'm just outside the train. Wow, okay. And I'm gonna search for some food and a hostel. So I just checked into my hostel for today. And before that, I walked around the city and I ate something. And now the sun has set because the check-in just took a very long time. So unfortunately, I couldn't see the sunset from the rooftop here, but I can see just the end of it, and that's beautiful too. And I'm glad that I arrived here, and then finally tomorrow is a day where I do not change accommodation, so that's good too. It's the next morning and I do have to be really quiet, unlike the chickens, but people are sleeping and all the houses are a bit open here, so you cannot really close the door to the roof, so everyone will hear it and wake up. But it's shortly before sunrise, which is after 8 o'clock. But it's just interesting because we have the same time zone here as in Middle Europe, so everything is a lot later, like sunrise and sunset. But I'm gonna eat breakfast now and then I'm gonna explore Marrakesh today. This morning I started off the sightseeing by a tourist classic. This is a beautiful old school that was renovated, and it's just, it's gorgeous, right? And so I thought it was worth spending a bit of money and being there early to have it almost to myself, to really check it out and admire the architecture and the craftsmanship that went into building this. But then I also wanted to experience and explore Marrakesh, and this really is a city full of noise and smells and colors and people, and it was really, really interesting. But if you know like how I usually travel, you might also know that I really enjoy seeking out some more quieter spots. That's what I try to do, and I also found them, right? Marrakesh has its quiet alleys and the spots where I could experience solitude too. Good morning. It's very early, like not very early, it's 7 a.m. But it feels very early. Everyone is sleeping. No one's outside. And I had to leave the hostel to catch my bus. But the host was kind enough to give me something for breakfast, even though breakfast only starts at 8. And I slept terribly. It's like so bad. I slept maybe for 2 hours. But it was like no one's fault. I just couldn't sleep. I don't know why. But let's go to the bus. I think I reached the bus station. And if you're wondering why I'm not going by train but by bus, I would have gone by train if there was a train. So I've just reached the end of possibilities with trains, but I don't want to just not go to these areas of Morocco. So I'm taking a bus. After many days and many kilometers on public transport, I'm once again on a bus ride. More kilometers, more landscapes. But this time I actually am on my way into nature, away from the big cities, away from like many people, to seek a little bit of silence and solitude. We are at our first bus stop here on our journey like south into the desert. And it's like in the mountains and it's cold, but it's beautiful here. And actually the bus stop, I didn't find it. I wasn't in the right place, but a very nice local helped me find it. And yeah, now I've been talking to some people on the bus, and I think we need to get back because we're gonna continue our journey soon. One of the reasons I really wanted to come to Morocco and to travel to a country outside of Europe in general is because I've just always been fascinated by different landscapes. And so looking out the window on this bus ride really left me almost speechless because I've never seen landscapes like this in person. So I arrived by bus. It was extremely like on point, in time. But now I'm walking on a street in Google Maps, which is not really a street. It's just loose rocks. But I think this is because of the heavy rains a few months ago. Morocco had severe floods and a lot of infrastructure was destroyed. That might be part of it. Let's find my hostel, which is like an hour walk away, I think. But it's very beautiful here, so I don't mind. Good morning from my bed. It's 7:30 and the sun will rise at 8. And so I thought I'd get up. It's the first time I'm sleeping like in a room to myself. It's really cold here, but I was like
just warm enough with the blankets and everything. And today I want to explore the area, but like even though people are like less pushy here, the kids have been like cussing me out and been really like not nice to me. And also the adults were a bit weird yesterday, so like on one hand I feel better around here, and then on the other hand it's like scarier. I don't know. So I want to check out the area and go on a little hike. And I think we're just gonna do it, right? Because I mean, I can stay here because I don't know how I'm gonna feel, and or I can just go and hope it will be fine. And if I go early, maybe just not as much is going on, and that might be good too. Because also there's like a very famous tourist spot here, but all the tourists, except for the ones that stay here like me, they come by bus from Marrakesh, and so they won't arrive until later in the day, I think. Or maybe they actually sleep like an hour or two from here, but still I don't think they're as fast as me. I don't know, we will see.
I made it to the starting. Wow, ooh, there's a lot of wind. I hope you can hear me fine. I made it to the starting point of the hike with a taxi. Okay, like I'm almost a bit overwhelmed. It's so gorgeous. Oh, like my plan didn't exactly work how I wanted it to. Breakfast was a lot later, more miscommunication. It's just really been complicated. I can't really talk French, like I understand a lot because I had it in school, but it's been so hard with the hostel to communicate somehow. It's just, I don't know if it's just difference in culture also, or it's just a language, or I'm not sure, but it's been hard. It's been frustrating these past 24 hours, but it's so beautiful here. I'm so glad I came. Let me show you. I was just on a peak and I was wondering where to go, but luckily I met some other tourists who could show me where they came from, and we compared maps, and now I know where I need to go. But now I'm like crystal searching. Like I've seen on my way here that people sell crystals, and then I asked people if they like also if there are crystals around here, and they said like, oh, not so much. But it's always something I try to like look for. And I think I found one that I'm pretty happy with, but it's kind of big. Like I want to have like a small, beautiful one that I can take home. But I'm having fun. I am back down in the valley, and now the plan is to just follow the river back to my hotel. This honestly was just what I needed after the busy days in the cities. Such amazing silence, such incredible views. Like some of the best I've seen in my life. And it was just like, it was amazing. And now it actually will take some time to get back, but this is a nice contrast here because we have blooming trees. Oh, and this, I'm not sure if it will continue. Let's see. The path did not continue, so I might have to follow the street for a bit. But I know there's supposed to be a path down at the river in the like oasis. So we'll see. I have to just find it. And that's maybe harder here because maps doesn't help me. And there's so many dead ends. I don't want to walk through people's gardens, which I'm doing anyways. Feels like, so we'll get there. I'm between the palm trees again. Let's hope this works for longer than 3 minutes. Because I think it will take an hour and a half to get back to my hotel. And if it's gonna stay like this, I'm pleased, I'm happy. So, I made it back and I want to show you the view. But now, let me show you how I do the whole laundry thing. So this is maybe the only thing that's a bit different when traveling with no luggage. Apart from the huge benefit of not having to carry around heavy stuff. So I obviously have to do laundry every single day because I do at least want to wash a pair of underwear. But now here where I'm staying, it's so dry that I thought this is a good chance to kind of wash everything. So one night I washed one part and then the other night I washed the other part of my clothes. And this is how I do it, right? I just make it wet, wash it with soap, and then on to the next piece. While it's a bit annoying to do that every single night, it takes me 3 minutes if I just wash a pair of underwear or less. And I think that is a lot better than carrying around a lot of clothes. And then what I do as a next step is I try to use my towel to dry the things as much as possible, like on the spot, to make sure that they are as dry as possible the next morning, because I don't have like unlimited time for them to dry. And I do have to say that for this trip, the strategy worked really well and I didn't have huge problems with wet clothes. It's the next morning, my clothes are dry, and it's also time to move on and visit another place in Morocco. It's also time to end this video, so thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out the next part that's linked on the screen as soon as it's out. I will give you one little hint for this next part. I think what's coming up are my favorite days of this trip, so stay tuned and until very, very soon.